Jimmy Carter, the longest-living U.S. president, passed away on December 29, 2024, at his home in Georgia. He lived a remarkable life and passed away a centenarian, having celebrated his 100th birthday just a few months ago. On October 1, 1924, Jimmy Carter was born in Plains, Georgia, to Earl Carter and Lillian Carter. His father Earl was a successful farmer and businessman, while his mother Lillian was a registered nurse and humanitarian. From a young age, Carter showed a deep commitment to evangelical Christianity. He was raised in a Christian household, and his faith remained a central part of his life. Throughout his career, Carter taught Sunday school at Maranatha Baptist Church in Plains, Georgia, reflecting his dedication to his beliefs. On June 5, 1946, Carter, born James Earl Carter Jr., graduated 60th out of 821 midshipmen in the class of 1947 from the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, with a Bachelor of Science degree, and was commissioned as an ensign. Carter was born into a tight-knit community. In the summer of 1927, the Carters' neighbors welcomed a newborn baby girl, Eleanor Rosalynn Smith, that was delivered by Carter's mother, Lillian. It was then that Jimmy, just 3 years old, first met Rosalynn. As they grew up, Rosalynn became a close childhood friend of Ruth Carter, Jimmy's younger sister. Years later, on July 7, 1946, just weeks after his graduation from the U.S. Naval Academy, Jimmy married Rosalynn Smith at the Plains Methodist Church. This marked the beginning of a lifelong partnership. In October 2019, Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter became the longest married presidential couple in American history. In July 2023, they celebrated their 77th wedding anniversary, a testament to their enduring love. The Carters built a remarkable life and were blessed with 4 children. The firstborn, John William Jack Carter, was born on July 3, 1947, in Portsmouth, Virginia. Jack became a businessman and later ran in 2006 as a U.S. Senate candidate in Nevada. The second-born, James Earl Chip Carter III, was born on April 12, 1950, in Honolulu, Hawaii. The third-born, Donald Jeffrey Jeff Carter, was born on August 18, 1952, in New London, Connecticut. The youngest, Amy Lynn Carter, was born on October 19, 1967, in Plains, Georgia. Due to Carter's naval and early political career and ascent, each child was born in a different state. Jimmy Carter first entered politics in 1962 when he was elected as the Georgia State Senator. He represented Georgia's 14th District, which included his hometown of Plains, Georgia, and surrounding areas. This marked the beginning of his political career, laying the foundation for his rise to national prominence. The story of Jimmy Carter would not be complete without talking about the King. On June 30, 1973, while on tour, Elvis Presley performed at the Omni Coliseum in Atlanta, Georgia. The Coliseum was an indoor arena built in 1972 that hosted basketball and ice hockey. The arena was known for its distinctive, space-looking frame roof, which was often described as an egg crate or a rusty waffle iron. It was therefore inevitable that then-Governor Carter and his wife Rosalynn would meet the King backstage at the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, just before his evening show. Like everyone else, the Carters seemed captivated by the King and enjoyed socializing with him. Elvis wore the nail-studded white jumpsuit with matching gold-lined cape and the original nail-studded belt. He performed 2 shows at 3 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. to an audience of 17,143. On the 2nd of November, 1976, Carter was elected as the 39th President of the United States. The inauguration of Jimmy Carter was held on Thursday, January 20, 1977, at the East Portico of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. During his inauguration, Jimmy Carter delivered a moving quote stating,
Let us create together a new national spirit of unity and trust. Your strength can compensate for my weakness, and your wisdom can help to minimize my mistakes.
Following the swearing-in ceremony, Carter became the first president to walk from the Capitol to the White House in the post-ceremony parade. He served as the 39th President of the United States from 1977 to 1981. Carter and Elvis became personal friends and shared several conversations over the course of 1977. As fate would have it, George Klein, a close personal friend of Elvis and a member of the Memphis Mafia, was indicted for mail fraud. Elvis reached out to President Carter, requesting a presidential pardon for Klein. While Carter referred the matter to his staff, Klein was acquitted of 3 mail fraud charges, but found guilty of 1 count of conspiracy. In the summer of 1977, Elvis telephoned the White House from Graceland, seeking a presidential pardon for a sheriff he believed was being framed. However, as the sheriff had not yet been tried in court, Carter explained that a pardon could not be considered until after a trial and sentencing. Elvis and Carter continued to speak by telephone until June 1977, just 2 months before Presley's sudden and untimely death on August 16, 1977. The day following Presley's death, on the 17th of August, 1977, President Carter issued a heartfelt statement, acknowledging Elvis's profound impact on American culture, stating,
Elvis Presley's death deprives our country of a part of itself. He was unique, irreplaceable. More than 20 years ago, he burst upon the scene with an impact that was unprecedented and will probably never be equaled. His music and his personality, fusing the styles of white country and black rhythm and blues, permanently changed the face of American popular culture. His following was immense, and he was a symbol to people the world over of the vitality, rebelliousness, and good humor of this country.
On October 1, 1982, Jimmy Carter established the Carter Center, a non-profit organization in Atlanta, Georgia. The center was dedicated to advancing peace, improving health, and fostering human rights worldwide. In 1984, Carter published his first post-presidency book, Keeping Faith: Memoirs of a President. In the memoir, Carter reflected on his administration's challenges, achievements, and setbacks. The book also delved into his personal experiences, detailing his decision-making process and the values that shaped his leadership. The book was a comprehensive account of his presidency and a personal narrative, emphasizing Carter's commitment to faith, integrity, and public service. On December 10, 2002, in Oslo, Norway, Jimmy Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his exceptional work in diplomacy and advocacy, both during and after his presidency. He was recognized for finding peaceful solutions to international conflicts, advancing democracy and human rights, and promoting economic and social development worldwide. In 2015, Carter announced that he was undergoing treatment for melanoma that had spread to his liver and brain. Remarkably, at the age of 91, he was declared cancer-free later that year. On March 22, 2019, Carter became the longest-living former U.S. president at 94 years, surpassing George H.W. Bush, who was born on June 12, 1924, and lived to be 94 years and 171 days. Carter credited his longevity to a good marriage. The Carters were involved in building and advocating for affordable housing, alongside Habitat for Humanity, in a commitment spanning over 3 decades. 2019 saw a stellar 95-year-old Carter continue to build homes for Habitat for Humanity, even after undergoing surgery for a fractured pelvis. On July 7, 2023, Jimmy and Rosalynn Carter celebrated their 77th and final wedding anniversary at their home in Plains, Georgia. In May 2023, it was publicly disclosed that Rosalynn Carter had been diagnosed with dementia. She entered hospice care on November 17, 2023. Sadly, The former First Lady Rosalynn Carter passed away peacefully on November 19, 2023, at her home in Plains, Georgia, surrounded by her family. Rosalynn Carter was 96 years old at the time of her death. Former President Jimmy Carter entered hospice care at his home in Plains, Georgia, in February 2023. Opting for hospice care allowed him to focus on the comfort and quality of his life. Remarkably, Carter lived for nearly 2 years in hospice care. During this period, he celebrated his 99th birthday and continued to engage with family and close friends. December 29, 2024, marked the end of an era, with the passing on of the legendary former President Jimmy Carter at the age of 100. Leaving behind a legacy defined by humanitarianism, peace-building, and compassion, Carter will be remembered as a man who dedicated his life to serving others, both as a public servant and through his post-presidential endeavors. He is survived by 4 children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, who continue to honor his legacy of love and service. Rest in peace, President Jimmy Carter.